Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's been a long time since I talked to you, but congratulations for all you seasoned Airbnb investors. This was a great year last year. AirDNA came out with all the data, and it turns out 2021 was one of the best years for Airbnb. And if that means that you were an Airbnb owner for the last year or two or three, then this last year you probably crushed it. I know myself and all my investors, we just recently had an investor dinner, and it was just full of great success stories. I didn't think it was gonna be that way last year. I thought that COVID was gonna hit us a lot harder, but it turns out it didn't. It turns out once Airbnb opened back up, that was actually a safe haven for a lot of people that were escaping their family, friends, or work events, or whatever happens to be. They had to get out of their houses. There might be someone in there that was infected and they wanted to escape into an Airbnb situation to where they have a house versus sitting in a hotel. Or if they got it, then they would be isolating themselves in an Airbnb versus sitting at a hotel in a public setting. So turns out vacation rentals necessarily weren't the whole push last year. It wasn't about going on vacation during this crisis. It was more about isolation and safety. And I thought it was great. Why not be in luxury while you're also being isolated? So that was cool. We saw a lot of success in that. There are some things I want you guys to know. For those of you that are new to the channel, I do talk about Airbnb and Airbnb success stories, but I also talk about failures as well. So today we're gonna be talking about potential failures that is gonna be happening over the next 1 quarter. If you just bought yourself a home or you're closing on a home right now, some things I want you guys to be aware of. If you guys aren't already liked and subscribed to this channel, if you already liked this video or subscribed to this channel or left a comment, go ahead and do it right now. You know, I gotta say it because I'm on YouTube. Quarter one, I think it's gonna be really rough for a majority of people that are just not getting started. If you have one property and you have all your eggs in one basket, especially if you went a little far over, say for instance, you bought a $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 Airbnb property, 4 or 5 bedroom property, brand new, really nice area, and you're really just putting all your hopes and dreams on this property. If you're listing it right now, or if you're gonna be listing it in a couple of weeks, then prepare for it not to do that well. You need to have multiple months of momentum for it to get booked out, especially when you go into January, February, March. Quarter one is always really hard for us. And so keep your bulletproof mindset that this is going to be rough. And it's not just affecting you. It affects me too and all my investors. We talk about it all the time. We're on phone calls and mass text threads, and we talk about it in a mass email about what everyone's experiencing. And here in the Dallas market, we killed it last month. I mean, last quarter, our occupancy rate was off the charts. I mean, I think I had like 3 days vacant last month in most of my properties. But this month, I'm not like that. This month, I have most of my properties are at like 80% vacancy right now, which is crazy. Like one's even at like 90% vacancy, and that is not normal going into a month. But with the new version of the Omicron and stuff like that, that is coming out, that is surprising and scaring people, you might see a little bit of a backlash. So it might make quarter one that is typically difficult, even more difficult than usual. So keep a long-term vision. Whenever you get into Airbnb investing, this is a buy and hold for a long time. And some people say, well, what if the market's oversaturated? Or what if it hits really hard this year and we don't do that well? Well, you need to have the mindset, you need to hold on, and then if you don't make a whole bunch of profit, then, you know, switch it into a long-term rental. Long-term rentals are doing great right now in places like Dallas, if you cannot hold on. But you have to have that long-term vision. You can't be scared about every possible bad thing happening to you. And right now, just know quarter one is gonna be rough. I think quarter two is gonna do really well, quarter three is gonna do really well, and quarter four is gonna do really well. I think that this year is gonna be a really strong year. I don't know if it's gonna be as strong as last year, but we'll see. And my predictions as well for all you Airbnb investors, I think that the market is going to be softening a little bit, but not that much. Depends on what market you're in. I think that when you're in a market like, say for instance, ours, like Dallas, then there's so much demand for housing that whenever the interest rates are going up, then that's going to just basically make it to where there's not as much demand on the homes that are being offered. And so if you're trying to go out there and buy a home, then you're gonna not have as much competition. But at the same time, that's gonna affect people that are gonna be selling as well. So people that are trying to sell, they don't wanna rebuy and get a higher loan at a higher rate, so you're gonna get less listings as well. And so that just means if you're an Airbnb investor, there's going to be a lot of new builds that are coming out this year that they were starting to build at the end of last year before all the rates and stuff came out, that you should really focus on new builds. New build homes are going to be somewhat oversaturated, and that's going to be where you're going to find a good amount of your deals. Old homes that are being sold by people that need to get into new homes, they're going to be less and less common. So that's my predictions for this year. I think we're going to do really well. Maybe not as well as last year. Buying homes for Airbnbs is going to be a little more difficult. I say remain patient. All you that email me every day and say that where's the deals, let me get the list, blah, 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 blah. Just be patient, especially going forward. It's going to be really hard, especially in the first 2 months of the year. There's not as many listings as there are whenever we start getting into March, April, May, and especially June. So that's where we're going to start seeing more and more deals. But if you are currently looking right now, one last thing I'll say before we start wrapping it up is that right now, this is the time for you to get super aggressive. And so there might not be as good of deals. Like I just looked about an hour ago, and it's the beginning, it's the first week of the year. And there's not anything out there that I'm really excited about for Airbnb investing. But there are 2 homes that are not exciting, but they will work. But I would offer like $30,000, $40,000 less on. And I know that sounds kind of crazy right now for those of you listening in other markets. Like, how do you not offer $30,000, $40,000 over? Well, it depends on the home, depends on the market. But in these situations, if you offer $30,000 or $40,000 under, then you're getting a steal of a deal on a home in a future growth area that potentially is going to be really valuable in the future. So even those deals that might not be perfect golden deals, you can make them golden deals right now because the market's so low and because there's just not as much demand for these particular properties like the 2 that I'm talking about. But I'm looking to build more content with you guys. I haven't built some videos in a while just because I've been really busy. I started dating a female now, and it takes up a lot more time than I thought it would, so it's gotta get me a little distracted. Also family and holidays, plus the amount of clientele that I had coming in from these YouTube videos are just like overwhelming. I wish I can get everyone homes, but it's just really hard to find a really solid golden goose home for every single one of them. I had some people that started in the middle of last year and they bought 10 Airbnb homes in just a matter of like 6 months or less. If you want to hear their story, make sure to comment below. I'm going to be starting reading all these comments. Other than the controversy about 3D printed homes, I just don't even look at those comments. That was just a fun video I made, and oh my God, what a crazy response I got from that one. But other than that, I'm gonna start reading comments again and responding to comments. So if you guys wanna hear from them and hear how they did 10 homes and why they did it and how they went through the process of what kind of loans they did and how they got those loans, and then also they got homes being broken into because of certain things they did they shouldn't have done, security system issues they did, like all sorts of things that they did wrong. They had the right idea, but they did it so wrong, and they're now fixing it and they're going back and trying to do it. If you want to hear about their story, comment below. If you want to hear about Ray, clip. And if you want to see videos with this guy, make sure to comment below, because he just got a new home and he's actually looking for a new home for his 3rd Airbnb property. All right, if you guys like him, comment below. If you guys don't, just stay out of the comments. Yeah, so if you want to hear about Ray and Ray's story about his 2nd home he got and how successful that was, and then his 3rd home, he's going through the process of looking for the home. If you want to hear about that, comment below. Anthony got another home and he's closing on this massive home. It's going to be the sexiest home in Dallas for Airbnb. If you want to hear that story. So many different stories for you here. If you guys want to have a specific question for me to cover in any stories, I need ideas to make videos for you, for your content, for your success. I'm here for you. I hope to see you on the 5 homes to retirement, and then on that boat one day, the retirement boat, for us to sail around the world and have incredible early retirement adventures and stories. Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment below. See ya.